More and more challenges continue to hit the aviation sector in Nigeria. Another hiccup in the way of domestic airlines is first depletion of aircraft following scarcity of foreign exchange to run checks and conduct comprehensive maintenance of their fleets overseas. As such, aircraft ferried overseas will be first to remain in various maintenance facilities until airlines are able to source funds to pay for their repairs and subsequent return to Nigeria. Hence, any aircraft that is due for major check, such as the C check, which only carried out overseas at the moment, will be grounded. Adekunle Yusuf, this is quite explicit. The routine maintenance, we don't have this, the major one, the C check, and we have to. That industry is still facing a big crisis.
Yes, it is. But whatever crisis it is facing, these are some of the fallouts of is symptomatic of the deep crisis in the economy. When you look at FOREX scarcity, for example, you know what is happening to some of the international, carriers. But now, if we reduce it to local airlines, like 3 have stopped operating now. Jana, Aero Contractor, even. Right? Then Asma has joined. And when you try to study the story behind Asma, you will see that it wasn't stopped by government. It's like it stopped itself.
But it cannot,
because what it practically did was that it waited till the expiration of its license. You have to do renewal. And normally, the normal processes. And they didn't do it. Which must have shown that there is a lot of problems, the company is battling with. And now, the government is now saying, oh, you are owing us over ₦1 billion collected on behalf of the government of Nigeria. They call it passenger service charge.
For that airline?
Yes, when you buy tickets, when you look at it, it is breaking into various categories. There is a part that is called passenger service charge. That one belongs to the government, not to the airline. But everything is collected together. And what is expected is that you will remit to the NCAA, which will distribute among other sister agencies, and finally to the government. So that money, ASMA is unable to pay it. So when you look at that money, then look at some other problems. So generally, the industry is gasping for its breath as we speak. So you see every day, somebody said between now and Maduguri, now, that you need close to ₦500,000.
For what?
For ticket. So because you look at aviation fuel, it's almost.
I'm not going to London.
Almost ₦1,000. So when you look at so many problems, the industry is gradually dying, and it's like we are able to,
Chide, you're a regular traveler, and this automatically will affect even passengers. How can governments intervene and solve this problem in this, at least short-term business?
That was what I was talking about yesterday, that some of these meetings that the National Assembly will call these people, at the end of the day, you just feel that these are meaningless meetings, because what do we eventually gain from those meetings? I was talking about the meeting that the Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps called with NNPC officials in attendance, with airline operators of Nigeria in attendance, led by their Deputy President, the owner of Airpeace, Oyema. But they asked to be given license to import aviation fuel by themselves, because they were convinced that they were being exploited by NNPC officials in terms of the price of the product. But nobody gave them that license. Today, what used to be sold at around 225 naira per liter is now about 950.
Yeah, so almost 1,000.
So how do they survive? If fuel now accounts for almost 80% of the total operational costs of airlines, total cost of operation of an airline, how are they going to survive?
Make money.
They are still going to, we are not talking about spares, we are not talking about salaries of ground staff, salaries of pilots,
Maintenance checks.
you know. So this is, look at Airpeace, for example. Airpeace suddenly stopped its Johannesburg route. Part of the reason for that was this paucity of FOREX. This paucity of FOREX, if we don't find a way to address it, it's going to crash the economy. Yesterday, the dollar was exchanged in the parallel market for 707 to a dollar. If you were told a few years back that it could get this bad, you would say, no, this person is a doomsday prophet. It doesn't say anything good about his country. But here we are. This is the situation that we found ourselves. It's just terrible. And we are watching, we are not doing anything to save these airlines. I've said before that when the Americans were confronted by 9/11, what did they do? They even gave them bailouts because people were afraid to fly. And as a result of that, the airlines were not making money. Government came out with bailout to save the industry from collapse.
Yes.
Has it not reached that point that we have to help these people? 3 airlines now grounded. And now, if you are due for C-check, you can't raise the dollars to go and do C-check in France and other places. You simply grant, they will grant the airline, that airplane especially. So if you have 4, they decide to ground 1, you are left with 3. That's why we're having this crisis that we have. You are told that your flight will take off at 10 o'clock. It could be
second day.
It could be the next day. You are told that, oh, it's 7:30 p.m. It could be 1 a.m. It happened to me. From 7:30 in Kano, we had to wait until past 1 before we left.
All right. We quickly...